Welcome to the Dawg and Gus show.
Hey, what's up, Dawg?
Not much, Gus. You?
Oh, I'm having a lovely day. Thank you for asking.
Oh, well, I kind of asked. It was kind of below
Beautiful
the surface.
day out,
Yeah.
you know, Ottawa, Ontario. What's going on today?
Today, we have Dean Watson in from Buckingham Palace Audio.
Oh, hey, Dean. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, nice.
You guys have amazing podcast voices.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been really practicing actually. Yeah. It's we started out really kind of nervous and unknowing what was finding our own little voice, but here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Well, Dean, you gotta just kind of go down a little deeper.
You get the proximity effect on the microphone.
You got to get the mic almost in your mouth. No, but don't do that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood, because COVID and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we're doing it. Yeah.
COVID's still around, so just be very careful.
So, Dean, tell us about the Buckingham Palace and how that came about.
That's a long, convoluted story, but if I work backwards, it's this beautiful house that I managed to get possession of. It has a large tiled-in jacuzzi tub in my control room, and that's why I call it the Palace, because it's just ridiculous and silly. But no, I was living in Overbrook. I had to sell that house during the pandemic, and I had an ex-girlfriend who was moving, and she just offered. She's like, "Well, how about you buy my house?" And I was kind of like, "Well, I love that place, and it's perfectly suited for what I want to do right now." So that's kind of where that came from. How it developed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why Buckingham Palace?
Well, why not? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. If you have a tiled-in jacuzzi tub and you're living in Buckingham, it would be a missed opportunity.
Oh, there you go. It makes sense now.
It
all just came together.
Well, it's an opportunity missed if you don't do it, right?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm always one for a good pun.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you and I are just going to get along just swimmingly.
Swimmingly.
So where were you before that? Where did you produce prior to the Buckingham Palace?
I've had a few studios over the years. Prior to Buckingham Palace, I had just my house, which was in Overbrook, but that was an interim spot for me because I had to actually close. My previous studio was the Gallery in the Glebe, and I was there from 2005 to the end of 2017. So it was quite a long run. I was in the basement of a church and had access to the hall, and it was a pretty sweet space to be able to make records in.
Some good sound in there. Good acoustics in the church part, right?
Yeah. It was really great space because over the years working there, I really got to know how to do. I kind of geared all my gear purchases towards doing live off the floor, and I got quite adept at actually setting up a full band together, and everybody just kind of you pull the trigger and go, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. I like it.
That place ended up getting sold, the church itself. So I ended up having to move out. Construction was really bad in the Glebe at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Bank and Fifth Avenue, things went up.
Yeah.
The floor of the studio was actually shaking, and it just became completely untenable. So I ended up moving home as an interim to figure out the next step.
Well, so now with the new place, how's the sound? Did you fix up the rooms so that they're sound dampened and stuff? Because we talked with a guy last week about if he had his own studio, he would use a room within a room and use sand to dampen the. But you're out in the country, so I mean.
Yeah, but my neighbors aren't as far.
Okay.
I think I have one neighbor who's close to me, but the house is actually fairly close to the edge of a cliff.
Oh.
So I have a fantastic view.
Nice.
But I didn't doctor the sounds too much. Just the house itself has a really bizarre layout, cathedral ceilings, and there's in the entire upstairs. There's no parallel walls.
Okay.
So that's really good for sound,
Yep.
right? Now, there's no weird reflections or anything.
There's no bouncing around and stuff.
So when I was initially setting it up, I was working. Have you guys crossed paths with Raphael Weinroth Brown?
Nope.
Not yet. No.
He's he'll be world famous, kind of is already. He's a very good friend of mine, cellist. He's kind of like a metal cellist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Metal cellist.
Yeah. He and I have done
that?
Lots of work together over the years, and we were setting up and doing the initial kind of projects up there before I had to doctor the room.
Mm-hmm.
And we were both whoa, this is actually the work we're doing here is translating already. It sounded really quite good. I've got these huge windows that I'm looking out on. I thought there'd be this problem with reflections and whatnot, but the rooms are so bizarrely laid out that it ended up working really well.
Cool.
So yeah, it's been a year now.
So did you write that name down? Because I know you're going to want to talk to him.
Well, because I love metal.
I know you do.
Oh, you would love Raph, yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
We'll get it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Do you have any do you play any instruments yourself? Like,
Yeah, lots.
yeah. You kind of
Strings and frets.
yeah.
Frets are optional. Anything you can hit with a stick.
Nice.
A little bit of keyboard.
Yeah, I guess
play a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I guess that would be probably something you need to do as a producer and having your own production space, right?
You BS your way through it. If you don't know how to play something, you say you do, and then you learn how to do it.
Yeah, like JJ and his drum machine.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I heard that part.
Yeah. So I've got 2 weeks before these guys come in, so I've got to learn to play this.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
exactly.
Done.
theremin.
The theremin.
Well, you fake it till you make it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think we're all doing that.
Well, we're doing it every day here.
Yeah, that's right.
You too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's no secret. I just because I was looking at your web pages and stuff, and
I have web pages.
Well, you got like your Facebook page and your Instagram
God.
blurb.
I've been so offline for a while,
Yeah.
and I kept it like that. But anyway, please
Yeah,
continue about my
Well,
pages.
But your pages are awesome.
Thank you. I worked hard on them.
What? I had a question about do you actively pursue artists to come record with you, or is it just word of mouth? Hey, let's go work with Dean this time.
It's almost entirely word of mouth.
Nice. Okay.
Earlier days, I'm sure any other producer, engineer guys you talk with would say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of pound the pavement. You go to shows and do what you can to make the connections. Right.
Yeah.
It's like a people industry generally, is like who you know, and then over time, over the years, people kind of understand who are the right people to go to in any particular community for any genre or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, I've very good loyal clientele base, and I'll get other people who will call me up for certain projects, depending on what it is.
Okay.
I lean heavily into like a bit more of the experimental side.
Right.
of things.
Right. Well, I was listening to a little bit of C.R. Avery, and
Oh yeah.
that's definitely experimental for me anyway.
Yeah. I haven't worked with him yet.
No?
No.
That was going to be my next question.
Maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't even met him. It's funny, but like we're going to put on a show.
Yep.
My friend Jessica Rolano, who works in arts-oriented circles in the city, she's friends with him, and he's coming through to tour. And I was kind of like, well, I have a backyard that could fit 300 people in it,
Okay.
and a deck that's basically a stage, right? So
Right.
we're just kind of like, well, let's try this out. Have a show on the royal grounds up at Buckingham Palace.
They can put that on the
hallowed ground.
Exactly. Hey, I played Buckingham Palace.
Imagine you could say that.
You could.
Can we do a
That's
live
a good
podcast
idea.
at Buckingham Palace?
You know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm in.
we're there.
We're in.
Super down.
All the guys at Feel It Radio are going to kill me, man. I work with Feel It Radio out of the UK.
Okay.
Guys, guess what? I'm going to Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, we're doing a live show there.
Nice. I
Could
like
you
it.
imagine hey, listen, we're going to talk about this after. Because that'll be huge for us if we say we're playing live Buckingham Palace at live.
And we won't, and that's all we'll say. We're not going to correct them when they say
No.
the UK. We'll say, no,
No,
Buckingham
no.
Palace, dude.
You could do it in the royal tub too.
Oh. Yeah.
Is it heart shaped?
Well, we could finagle something.
We
I'm sure.
zhuzh it up a bit.
Yeah.
Zhuzh. Is that a word?
Should be.
Zhuzhes, yeah, for sure.
It's in the
You zhuzh
Oxford
it up like you zhuzh.
It's in the Oxford Dictionary.
Bro, it's a great word.
I know.
You just zhuzh up your hair or something, you know?
I'll
Well,
work-
not you, but
I'll
for
work on
Dean
it.
and I.
Yeah, okay.
We're still locking it
Are
up.
you judging him for not having
Oh, zhuzh.
follicles?
Yeah.
Do you have follicles, man?
I do. They're on my face, not on my
Man,
head.
this is really taking hold over there.
Yeah. Ask a question.
What's your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
Oh shit! What? I can't swear. Damn.
Here's our
Biggest
60 minutes part of our podcast. We're going to get deep.
Oh
Well,
man, come on! It's like, don't we all just kind of ping pong and what is it?
Pong.
Yeah, okay,
pinball.
pong around from
Pinball?
failure to failure, and
Pinball?
you hopefully fail forwards, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what the question was. I mean,
Yeah.
did you hear the whole question?
No, I heard failure. And said, no, I'm gonna be judged.
No, you're not being judged. The biggest
Not at all.
failure and what you learned from it.
Oh dang! Like professionally?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or personally.
Okay, you know
I
what?
mean, it just depends on how you want to answer.
no, let's go professional.
Yeah, personally.
I don't even have web pages, man. I like being,
No, they're
being private.
awesome.
I don't even have awesome web pages like you said. I think trying to wear too many hats at the same time is a bad idea. And I did that for a while. I got a little bit jaded and bored with the session work I was doing. And I ended up trying to help a few of the younger artists out as in a management position. And I was really gung-ho about it, but I kind of realized over a little bit of time, I'm like, this is not my wheelhouse at all.
Yeah.
You know, I'm suited to be in the studio, and it was good to have that mental break and then be able to reflect back and be like, okay, this is actually where I belong and where my talents lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a good answer.
It's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was rehearsing that one.
Yeah.
I'm glad you sent me the questions
On the way.
beforehand.
Yeah. You're not getting any questions beforehand. They're spontaneous.
Like we're almost going to combust.
I'm not going to judge you.
Zhuzh, no zhuzh. Now, if you get, like you said, that it's a very small circle of people that you record with and stuff. So say our friend, we're going to call him our friend. We don't even know him. But if CR comes in and he's like, okay, I want to record with you, but I don't live here. Like, do you offer any kind of amenities? Can he sleep in the tub? Can he?
Yeah, if I want to sleep in the tub. It's
Yeah, there you go.
the least comfortable sleeping arrangement there.
Yeah, okay, good.
No, I have it's a really strange house. I used to belong to a magician.
Yeah, you were saying when you're.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I thought we were talking to you, but we were talking to an associate of yours. So.
Yeah, it might have been Jess or somebody.
Yeah,
else.
I think it was Jess, yeah.
It's the whole house is painted. Not to get off topic, we'll answer the question. But it's airbrushed. Like all of the ceilings are airbrushed, like wispy blue sky.
Okay.
Don't ask, it just is. And the downstairs bedrooms, one is painted like a pastoral scene with like goats and whatever, and there's like a castle in the background. And
of course there is, yeah.
There's a castle room, and the walls are actually painted to look like a dungeon. And you can only imagine, like,
yeah, okay.
I don't know who this guy was, but it's freaky.
Yeah.
But it's so freaky, it's kind of like, I don't think I ever want to paint over it.
Yeah.
Because
very eclectic.
Very eclectic, yeah. So, I mean, they're set up as like guest bedrooms.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, there's no treasure chest there or anything.
Not yet.
Do you have a stone with Excalibur down there somewhere? We can just pull it.
I actually have.
This is a trippy house, man.
Yeah, man. Well, he's a magician.
He's a magician.
That's what my mom calls us.
Producer.
Yeah. My younger brother and I used to play music together for years, and my mom would mess it up all the time. My sons are musicians.
So
we just, patiently nod.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, Mom. Yeah. Exactly.
That's right, Mother. Yeah, you don't question Ma.
Nope. I know. Mom says something, that's just word.
What's your favorite childhood memory as it goes to music?
As it goes to music, favorite childhood memory. Ooh. Well, I got like childhood or teenage. Teenage is kind of when you get into music more, right?
Yes, whatever you like to answer. Yeah.
Well,
I like that.
The first thing that I think of is how I would have to sneak my brother's vinyl. Like I got really, really addicted to Pink Floyd around grade 7, and it didn't go away until high school was nearly done. But my brother would not let me use his vinyl, my older brother.
I hear that.
So I would sneak in, and I would make sure that I got home before he did, and I would listen to the wall start to finish, pack it up, and put it back just as like he had left it, because there's no way he would have
let you listen to the wall.
No.
Pretty good album.
No, it's been okay.
Yeah.
There's no way you go in and steal your brother's vinyl to listen to it. It just doesn't happen.
No.
Well, your brothers did it to
right,
you.
Craig and Rob? Yeah, they learned though very quickly.
Yeah. Don't touch my vinyl.
You don't touch it.
Yeah.
Well, so for me, it was tapes. It was tapes for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cassettes,
Yep.
and then CDs.
You can't scratch.
Well, I have vinyl now,
Right.
but I was young when that was all kind of.
You can't scratch a cassette, dude.
No, but you can ruin it with the.
Sure, you can.
Yeah.
Well, you can just play the snot out of it.
Yes, you can.
Which I did.
There's another earlier memory.
License to Ill.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I killed that tape.
Yeah. I had Rheostatics Introducing Happiness.
Oh yeah, that's
that
a good
one. I just destroyed that, and then my Walkman got stolen too with it inside. So I was like, oh.
I'm trying to find a Walkman actually lately.
Have you tried Pawn Shop?
I'm gonna go try a pawn shop.
There's one down the street, isn't there?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure there's.
We're going right after this show.
After we go, we're going to go to a pawn shop and then a couple record stores, and
then we're gonna do mushrooms and go to the Buckingham Palace, man.
You know what?
You guys can go explore my cliff. There's a beach at the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's go to the
great idea.
Let's go to the edge of a cliff. Yeah,
nothing like boomers and cliffs.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Boomers on shrooms. Wow.
Yeah, we went off topic. Sorry.
Yeah, we did.
What was the topic again?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
What was my favorite drug experience as a child?
So is that your favorite album, Pink Floyd, The Wall?
No. Oh, geez. Favorite album, though? Of theirs or of
anybody?
Maybe anybody.
Do I have to choose one, or do I got a few?
No, you got throw out a few.
Throw out 5, 10, whatever you want to do.
We have an hour to kill.
No, yeah, but just feel comfortable with anything, man.
Okay, there's certain records I'll put on if I'm like cleaning or moving or whatever it was, right? Rheostatics Group of Seven. I don't know if you know that record.
I don't, but I like the Rheostatics, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I would like that.
It's a largely instrumental record they did. I think they were commissioned by the government to make it based on paintings from the Group of Seven.
Nice.
And it's a glorious, gorgeous
Really?
record. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to check that out for
Sonically-
sure.
Writing it down,
Nice.
Yeah.
as I do.
And another one, a big influence on me early in my musical education was Discipline by King Crimson.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
Wow.
Robert Fripp and
Uh-huh.
Adrian Belew, that combination.
Nice.
He might,
So-
I
A
think
little
he-
progressive rock in here. I
Oh,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
you might like his answer for the question.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What's the question?
Well, that comes later.
Oh, it's later. It's
Later.
Gotta
after
build-
the
yeah.
imposed 20-minute break.
We have to build up the anticipation.
Well, sort of. Any more?
So we got some Rheostatics
Other
and King
records.
Crimson.
Well, there's the Floyd ones, like Dark Side. Anything Dark Side through to the Final Cut.
I'd be interested
They're
to hear
all
you
kind
say.
of the same.
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Well, like as a producer, like when you hear albums like that, do you ever like try and analyze it? And do you, like, is it something that you're like, this is incredibly produced? Like,
Oh, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. And I know it's a great album. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you break it down,
Well, I mean, if you go back to The Wall, right? Like, if you're just even the sound effects between the like transitions between songs
Yeah,
and how
yeah.
well put together it is,
Yeah.
and then knowing that they did that on tape
Yes.
40 years ago.
Yeah, on
45
analog,
years
right?
ago.
Yeah, so it wasn't digital.
No,
Yeah.
it's actually mind-boggling. You know,
yeah,
the flip side of it is, you know, even that record too. But there's a lot of records from that era that I think are gorgeous, but they're part of the appeal is like you don't hear perfection in it either. Like a couple summers ago during the pandemic, I kind of I got very into Jethro Tull, and
Nice.
I revisited them. I hadn't really dug into them too much back in the day,
Right.
and those records are beautiful. They're wonderfully done,
Mhm.
and but you can hear inconsistencies, but that's kind of adds to the charm of it too.
yeah.
I love that.
That's what Rebecca was saying too, right? When she's listening to certain.
Like
Groups.
Adele was like you can hear it
Yeah.
like right in your ear.
Yeah.
But then the other thing too is like we were discussing about the Rolling Stones albums of the 60s and 70s and really even the 80s is it's sloppy. It's actually sloppy, but that's who they are.
I
You know, like I don't know. It's just kind of cool how
People playing music together.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's about the people that are in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like perfect like now, kind of a lot more
Well,
auto tune and
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
like
correct me if I'm wrong though. Like the analog versus digital, right? So digital's going to sound a lot more clean and a lot less, like like we're all in this room together just doing this with an analog tape, right?
Right. If you know what you're doing, you can still
Yeah.
screw it up. But
Well, no, very much so, and you don't want to screw it up on analog for sure.
yeah.
No, because then you got to redo it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you walk that fine line. Like I'm actually in a debate right now. I'm making a record collaborating. Do you know Troy Huizinga?
Nope.
Sounds like an Ottawa guy that I've heard of before.
Yeah, he plays with Twin Flames.
Okay, yeah.
And other people as well. Great guy, but
I just looked up the
he
Twin
and I-
Flames the other day. Sorry, Twin.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
yeah, he and I just we kind of hit it off. We're music buddies, and we're in a debate right now because we finished these two anthemic summer rock songs that were just kind of, getting to the end of tracking, and we're debating like, do we leave it raw and ragged and not perfect because it has tons of energy to it already, and they're fun listens. It's the kind of you can keep it on a repeat to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Or do we correct it to make it what people want, like are expecting to hear, right? And I'm leaning towards not having to do the work.
That's
because
what
I'm
I
lazy.
figured you were going to say that.
Yeah. No, but it has a vibe, right?
For sure.
But people do have a certain level of expectation of polish that has to be applied these days too.
Now,
So-
would some of these people be the radio stations and stuff?
No, never
Not at
the
all.
radio
No, not
people.
them. No.
No.
Weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
I think that's a lie.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We
don't.
I don't know. I just like to me, I would think that art is not perfect, right?
No,
like
it's not.
there's no perfect painting.
No.
There's no. I don't know. There's just no perfect. I guess there's perfect like actual songs, but perfect is a subjective thing in my opinion. So I don't know.
It's a
I don't know. I
construct.
think
It's
this.
a
I think.
construct, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Dean.
I'm
would
with
have to say.
I'm with Dean on that.
I am too.
Don't change it. Leave it the way it is.
And I like structure, and I like it all kind of fitting in the right place. But
Yeah.
I don't know, with art, I'm not like that at all.
Yeah.
So sorry, Troy. We're with Dean on this.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just threw it down, Troy. You're done.
Well, is it Troy's album?
Technically, they're his songs, but you know what?
Troy.
I'm in control with the buttons. So.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to get someone else.
Yeah.
Sorry, Troy.
Yeah. Sorry. Well,
I
sorry,
mean,
not sorry.
I
Troy.
bet she's a nice guy. I'm just saying.
Oh, well,
He's okay.
yeah, he's all right. He's all right, people.
I know the answer to this, but are you an introvert or an extrovert? Or are you a bit of both?
As a kid, my parents were worried about me because I wouldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't make eye contact. I was one of those kids. And I don't know, it came out of my shell around like mid-20s. I was kind of girl afraid until 27, but came out of my shell. I'm pretty gregarious these days, but I think I'm an extroverted introvert.
Yeah.
There you go.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I've heard people write that in their Tinder profiles.
I haven't even.
Swipe left.
It's funny. I've been with the same person for long enough that it was prior to Tinder, so I don't have a clue what it looks like out there.
Uh-huh.
I just have a long trail of dead behind me.
We got the bodies. We know where they're buried in Buckingham Palace's palatial estate.
Yeah, in the sheep field.
That's right by the cliff.
The shepherd's field.
Like, you joke, but I'm not, like, 2 months after I moved in, I guess in the springtime, I was doing yard work, and I'm raking up, and I find this like piece of fabric, white fabric, that went under the grass, and I was like, "Well, what is this?" So I kept pulling it, and more came out, and I'm like, "Is this a death shroud? Like, what is this thing?" I kept pulling it out, and it led to a bunch of carpeting, like rubberized carpeting, that I dug up, and then there was like soil underneath, and then there was more carpeting under the soil, and then more soil, and then more carpeting. It's just like layers of, there must be some dead bodies there. I don't know what it is. So I replaced it all, and I seeded it over, and I forgot about it. So
wow,
that's where the
a
bodies
lasagna of different.
Exactly.
Like, what is going on?
it was weird. I chose to ignore it.
And now a word from our sponsor.
We are currently recording Dawg and Gus in the podcast booth at Staples Studio, Ottawa, on 403 Bank Street, where they have everything to help your business work, learn, and grow. They are currently offering a clean and safe place to work with desks, offices, and drop-in memberships. More than a co-working space, Studio is a community to help you work, learn, and grow. For more information on pricing, please visit studio.stables.ca or contact the community manager at studio.ottawa@staples.ca. Hey, Doug, want some hot sauce for your tacos?
You brought your own hot sauce?
Damn right. Have you tried Gringo's Sizzling Nirvana? It'll change your life.
Nice. Are there other types of sauces?
Absolutely. There's different hot sauces for different palates, incredible barbecue sauces, red pepper jam, and salsa. All of them use fresh ingredients, and it can be delivered to your door.
Hey, how do we get some?
Go to www.gringosblazingsauces.com and order some.
Gringo's Blazing Sauces.
Bring the fire to your food. And we're back with welcome back, Dean Watson, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And whatever else. What's your biggest pet peeve in life or in music? Or in music.
I hate crappy drivers. I drive a lot going back and forth in Buckingham.
Is that, yeah, no doubt.
No, a pet peeve? Oh, boy. How much trouble can I get in here?
A lot.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go down.
You can't get in trouble.
You don't have to name names. No names. No, name names.
Just pronouns?
Yep.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
If you want to do that, go ahead.
No.
I think you just answered it.
No.
Oh, whoa.
Wait, I'm going to cancel myself now.
Whoa.
Record scratch. Pet peeve. Yeah, I don't know.
Bad drivers is fine.
Bad drivers.
That's like the global.
Is that why you
one,
were
right?
a little bit behind today, or?
No, I thought it was 5.
Oops.
Oh, fair enough.
But I left early because I'm like, I'll be downtown, and then I kind of realized I'm like,
you
they
can come
said
with me
they're
to a
there
pawn
already.
shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
Choose
look for
the
a
most
Walkman.
Appropriate Walkman.
Yeah.
You go find a Walkman with the rheostatics inside. What? It's my Walkman.
Could you imagine?
It would be the weirdest thing ever.
Yellow Sony Walkman.
Yeah.
Oh, the sports one?
Yeah.
Yeah. When it clipped, it was like you
I
could
think
drop
it
it
was
from.
waterproof too.
Yeah,
It
you
had
could drop it from like 20 feet. It was like, whatever.
Oh, we're going today.
Yeah. Okay.
And had those earbuds back in the day. They would actually like stick in your ear, but had that band over your
Yeah,
head.
they're stupid.
They were bright yellow also.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I didn't really like those. Did you?
No, but
No.
I had the pair.
Yeah, of course.
Back in the day, you didn't really have a lot of selection.
No,
It was Sony
You had
and maybe
you had the
Sanyo.
foam ones or those.
Yeah.
Sony was still pretty much. That's my record players is Sony. So
Yeah. My whole first sound system was a Sony. So we talked a little bit about your musical, and it seems like you like a lot of the progressive rock from the 70s and stuff. If we were to go through your record collection, what would we find that would kind of surprise us? I know that you're a little bit more of like Real Statics and that kind of stuff, but what's something like that would be like, wow, that's
whimsy.
Surprise you?
Whimsy or interesting.
I have a bunch of Sesame Street records.
There we go.
Yeah.
For real?
Doing the Pigeon.
Nice.
Yeah.
C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Love it.
Rubber Ducky.
Oh, Rubber Ducky, a classic.
Elmo too.
Elmo, yeah.
I have my oldest friend in the world. His father was a jazz drummer back in like the 40s and 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And he passed away, and my friend moved away to teach for a few years. A fellow named Chris. And he gave me his dad's record collection.
No way.
So there's some old, like I think some of these records are actually shellac. They're made in the 20s.
Right.
And I don't even dare look at them.
Let alone try to play them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have a fairly large record collection. A lot of duplicates of what was mine and his kind of thing.
Nice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
If you guys are friends, there's usually music tendencies between the two, right?
True.
I have a random record that I found the other day. I was looking through, and I have 2 Steve Martin stand-up
No way.
records.
Is it the one with he's got
My mom
the,
gave me a bunch. That's why I got, same
got it from
idea.
him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Is the one when he's got the arrow through his head? Is that on the front?
No,
cover?
he's dressed as a woman on the front. And
Oh, I don't know that
And then
one.
there's another one where it's the Egyptian one.
Oh, yeah, with King Tut.
Yeah, King Tut. That's it.
I don't know those ones. I know my friends and I used to listen to the Bill Cosby records back in the 80s.
Yeah, those were huge in the
those
80s,
are
yeah.
amazing.
70s and 80s for Bill.
I mean,
Yep.
whatever happened, but he was still an amazing comedian.
Yeah, he was funny at the time.
Yeah. If you could have a coffee with any historical figure or beer, who would it be?
Well, I got to come up with the answer fast, eh? Do you guys edit this thing fast?
I can if you take too long.
Okay, good. Any historical figure? Napoleon would be an interesting one, just to know what the hell's going through his head.
Yeah, why did you attack Russia, dude? That was not a very smart thing to do.
Bad idea.
Everything else went really well for me.
Everything else was good except for that.
Yeah, geez, any historical figure apart from him? I don't know why I chose him, but I visited
Napoleon.
his grave five or 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all fun.
That works for us.
Okay, Napoleon. Wow, I'm boring. I should have said Jim
What about you,
Morrison.
Dog?
Damn.
What would you say?
Me?
Yeah.
Historical figure. I go with Nelson Mandela.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I think he'd be a really cool guy to chat with.
I don't think I know enough about him personally.
I read his
awkward.
I read his autobiography, so I'd be interested to sit down and just.
He's an impressive character.
He's very, very, interesting man.
Yeah, for me.
And you?
George Washington, I think.
Oh,
Just ask him why he wore that silly wig.
No, just like the whole wooden teeth and
It was
like
the fashion.
there's
at the
weed
time.
everywhere and he was just a really trippy dude.
All right.
Just so messed up looking. You just had to sit down and
Yeah.
Yeah, I
have a
need to
beer with
know.
the guy.
I need to know what's going on with that guy.
Come on, George. Talk
Do
to
those
us.
wooden teeth flavor the beer you're drinking, or what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How do you brush those things?
You just take them out, change them every 10,000 chomps or something.
That's a random. Have you lost your mind over there?
Me?
Yeah, it's
I never really had one to begin
beautiful,
with.
baby.
So.
That sounds like a whole new product, right? You got
Yeah.
2,000 flushes and
Yeah, 10,000 chomps.
10,000 chomps.
There you go.
Made with the finest in oak.
Yes. Sick of your teeth?
Replace
Get some wood ones.
Yeah. Well, what do people misunderstand about you the most? Ta-da.
These are good questions, guys.
Oh, you're
Dang.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
We try and just keep it light,
Yeah. Light.
What's your political choice?
We don't go there.
No politics.
No politics. We don't do. We do not do.
Although I want to
politics.
meet George Washington, he wants to meet Napoleon. So we're
Well,
I'm not
Nelson
that-
Mandela
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
Politico in the end,
And
too.
Napoleon's not like the be all and end all. He's just the first thing that popped to mind.
interesting.
So I guess maybe there's some kind of subconscious thing there.
Yeah.
What was the question though? Oh, what was the?
Misunderstand about you the most? What people?
Well, I mean, a lot of people assume that I'm busy
Right.
all the time.
Mhm.
So, yeah, some people will hesitate to contact me about things, assuming that I don't have time for them.
Right.
Or I'm usually like, "Oh, sweet, hey, how you doing?" Like
Yeah.
I'm always up for a conversation with whomever, right?
Right.
There's that.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Because that would be something like, well, the man's a producer. So you would think that, like most people would be like, yeah, well, the guy's probably busy every day. We can't really bother him with our little, thing. So, when are we going out to Buckingham Palace?
So you're basically saying that if some people think you're busy, but you're not busy.
Well, I'm as busy as everybody else.
But you have
time
time for
people.
You got time for people.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I should have worded that better.
Yeah, I got time for a silly podcast, so I got time for people.
Absolutely. Well, it's not that silly anymore.
We're being silly today.
I'm whimsical.
Okay, so you're whimsical and
I'm
I'm
all business.
and I'm erratic.
And I was just coming into town to go biking, really. So worked out.
Yeah.
It's some time to kill.
What was your favorite subject in school?
That's easy, math.
Yeah.
I was a math guy.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I hated the creative writing. I didn't start getting into the creative side of things until like midway through high school when Dad bought me a bass for Christmas. I was always an artist and I drew and painted and that kind of thing, but academically, math.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So with the producing, have you produced anybody that we would know? Like I know that the
Ow! Dagger! Oh, God!
Well, you know what I'm saying here. It's just like we've talked about how the community is small, and like a lot of the people, like some of the people we've had on here, them personally, like they're friends of yours, and you've worked with them. That was just a curiosity of mine.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Like when I had the gallery, I think I did 300 records there or more.
Yeah. So
over a decade and a half, probably more than that, to be honest.
So were a lot of them locals or?
The majority of it.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of the. Who do you know? I don't know.
I'll throw a name out there. We'll see if we know them. Nope, don't know them.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know them anymore either.
Yeah.
Well, you worked with Christine, haven't you?
Yeah, Christine, Danielle Allard. You know her?
Nope.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fantastic. We just finished a record.
Nice.
A concept record.
Ooh.
She came up and she actually stayed at the Palace for a full week.
Yeah.
And we did a concept record, start to finish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lucas Hanneman. I'm going to draw a blank here, eh?
No, that's fine. I don't want you to name everybody.
Okay, good, because
we don't have that much time. You got a few there. That's all good.
Yeah.
Now, when you say album, is it going to be coming out on vinyl? Because that's kind of made a resurgence.
That I don't know.
Is it up to the artists themselves?
To her, yeah. It's long enough to fit on a record.
Okay.
But yeah, like just bringing Pink Floyd back up again.
Yeah.
We ended up transitioning there's a whole long kind of sound effect intro, and then it goes to the first song, and every song on that record is connected thematically.
Nice.
It worked out super well. Like we were both at the end of the week. We sat back on the couch with a bottle of wine and we listened to the record start to finish 2 or 3 times. And we were both just like super proud of it.
Nice.
It's one of those moments where you've done something right.
Yeah. It's one of those feels.
It is a good feel.
It's a good feel.
Yeah, I mean, in anything, if you're
absolutely,
you've
done something.
You probably worked really hard on that whole week and came up with a nice project.
It was an interesting time for me too. Like I'm a pretty private person. Like I don't like to put myself out too much. I'm just like that, I guess. But Danielle's doing extremely well on Twitch, and she's got an entire online presence. And she's playing in front of like thousands and thousands of people every week. But she has a certain circle of ultra fans or hyper fans, whatever you call them, mega fans,
super
fans. That's what I'm looking for. Who they pay extra for her to be part of like a Discord, and she streams our sessions. So we'd be having 12-hour days for a full week, and these people would be online watching us
the whole 12 hours,
the whole time.
Wow.
On Discord.
On Discord,
really?
Or I think it was Discord. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it was an interesting experience for me because I'm used to working one-on-one with people or the bands, the artists themselves, right?
Yeah.
But we had this other huge entity. We had I think it was upwards of 60 people at one point in time watching our every move. And it just added this whole other dynamic where you're like, okay, I have to be creative and keep pushing forward. And sometimes when you're making a record and you're just feeling your way through it, you're not always sure what you're doing.
Yeah.
You got to experiment, and then sometimes you trip up. But it was an interesting time for me, or an interesting element to add into it, because it forced me even more so being under the microscope to just really try to make really good decisions right away.
Nice.
And it moved it forward, and I'm pretty happy with the whole thing.
So do you think that helped with this whole project? Do you think that if you hadn't had that 60 plus people watching, do you think the project would have turned out a little different?
Oh, definitely would have.
Yeah.
I think we would have maybe second guessed some stuff a bit more.
Okay.
And maybe revisited more, but because I don't know, just because we had that other like pressure, right? It was like, okay, decisions made, go for it. And we revisited very few things on the whole record.
And now
start to finish.
They're watching, but can they comment too? Like
all
the time? Yeah.
It's funny because, well, you should really get her on. She's great, but
she
I don't know the Twitch world at all, and everything to me sounds like a bonus point. Like they have terms for everything.
Right. Okay.
So I would just say like, okay, the first person to give me like a meme of Snoopy in a fight with Darth Maul, whatever, gets 5 bonus points, and it would be 30 seconds later somebody's drawn this and posted it. It's the weirdest, trippiest thing. But
wow.
Yeah.
Snoopy
and these people
and Darth Maul.
Yeah.
I think Snoopy
would
win.
I like that. No.
Snoopy would win.
Snoop Dogg.
You should.
Snoopy would.
He's the force of good.
That's right.
Wow, that really all went together nicely.
Thank you. Again,
so I was actually gonna ask, like one thing your business venture did that you didn't expect, and then you kind of answered that with what just happened this week, right? So,
what happened this week?
Well, because something different happened that you never thought you'd do in front of Twitch followers on a Discord, and like would there be something else in your business venture that you didn't expect, like over the years, now that you've kind of gone on your own and made your own production and company and
didn't expect?
Yeah.
That's hard to answer because I don't expect it. I've had like a few projects that I didn't expect to do as well as they did.
Yeah.
Right. A few years back, a videographer friend of mine and myself decided, like, let's get a bunch of bands together and film some videos. And we did one. We had eight bands all film videos together at the same time. And that took off like gangbusters for a full year. It was called Shot in the Dark. And it went for, I think we did 90 videos over the course of the year. Or maybe I'm exaggerating slightly, but I think it was between 70 to 80 videos. And that I didn't expect it to become what it did.
Was it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's all on YouTube.
Yeah. Did you get like a bunch of hits? Is that what you mean? Or is it just more the experience was really great?
Well, that was a crazy community building experience where, every band was supposed to be the audience for the rest of the bands. So you'd see all the other band members from whoever else was in their session behind whoever was being filmed and recorded. It was a live off the floor video.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So
very interesting.
Yeah. The very first one, and immediately we just had people wanting to do it. And we just turned it into a monthly thing for almost a full year.
Nice.
Yeah. So that caught me off guard. But in terms of other unexpected things, I don't know. What do you want to hear?
No, that was pretty good. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm simply asking these questions, and you answer them any way you like.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I'm not. There's no judginess.
There's no agenda. There's no agenda to hear what you. Yeah. We're not looking for a certain answer. We're just looking for answers.
Yeah, we're not news media or anything.
Yeah. That kind of led to a question.
That was an amazing answer.
Yeah, it was very good. Yeah. I kind of led to a question I had. So you're in the process of doing. Have you ever gotten to in a situation? You don't have to name names or anything where you're just like, what the hell is going on here? How did I get myself into this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all you have to say. We're not looking for you to
short answer, yes.
Yes, short answer.
Yeah, you don't make records and not have that happen.
Yeah.
Like there's been some bizarre sessions, usually involves people being high or drunk or something. And early on, actually, I nearly shat my pants. Like I was working with this one band and everyone was kind of partying. We were towards the end of the record, right? Mm-hmm. And this is very early on in the gallery. So I still had a landline. This is probably 2005, maybe 6. And we kept hearing this banging at the door. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, who's banging at the door? Ignore it. The band's still tracking. And then it just kept getting louder and louder. And it got like really aggressive. I'm like, okay. So I go out and there's like, I think 10 cop cars, a bunch of unmarked cars, detectives, and all these police officers. And they're all trying to get into the church where the studio was located. And I felt my sphincter just be like, I'm like, what's going on? And it turns out one of the band members, one of the younger kids, he was fairly inebriated and he was picking up the phone. And for some reason, he thought he had to dial a number to get out, like
to
a
dial
hotel.
like a 9 to get out.
Yeah, like,
oh no,
God knows why, but he was repeatedly calling 911 by accident, and all the operator was hearing was us having a really good time because we were pretty much finished the record. We were partying, right?
That's too funny.
That was one of the first full length records I ever made for another band, and that kind of thing.
And he was hooked. I want to be a producer.
Oh yeah,
and it's not a good album until the cops show up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say about parties, right? It's not a good party until the cops show up.
Not a good album.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not a good album if I were listening to it now.
Oh, that's a good question to ask too. Is like, would you ever revisit and go, "What the hell was I thinking with that album?"
Man, every record, like we were talking earlier, right? Like great art is only ever abandoned, never completed, right? But I'll revisit records that I'm almost hesitant to listen to previous projects that I've completed, right? Because you get better the more effort and energy you put into anything.
Of course.
And after 25 years of doing this, I feel like I've gotten better. But even other like records from recent years, I get so tired of hearing them.
Right.
I get scared to hear them back again. Like,
Gotcha.
it's like, I should have still fixed it, you know?
I should have did that.
Yeah. And conversely, though, there are records that I've done that I will put on, and I still love them.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is good.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best. I
Yeah.
get to create the soundtrack of my own life, so it's like
There you go.
perfect.
That's a nice way to put it, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're all creating our own soundtrack, but I like that. Is there a common myth about your job?
Yeah. Common myth?
Yeah.
Common myth.
Or a myth.
Of being a producer.
Oh, everyone's always like, oh, at least you're doing what you love. At least you're living the dream. It's like, yeah, okay. Sometimes it's a slog, you know. I'm at a point now where I don't really work projects I don't want to work, but that was definitely part of it for a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
when you're getting established.
When you're first starting out, you're not can't be choosy, right?
No,
Like
exactly.
beggars can't be choosers when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
Plus, you probably weren't running your own show back then, too. They probably gave you projects that you didn't want to do.
No, I've always just been self-employed.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, like, listening to JJ's podcast, like he had Steve as like a mentor, that kind of thing. And like a lot of guys I know do that, but I ended up going to school at Fanshawe like around 2000 for audio. But as soon as I moved back here, it was just, I hit the floor running. I just only ever ran my own operation. So I had like a pretty steep learning curve.
Right.
Just, trying to make it work by myself.
So how does that work when you're first starting? You just kind of like go hang out at open mics and stuff and talk to people and say, hey, listen, man, if you ever want to, have something produced, like, let's hook up and chat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but at that time, I was more active as a musician too.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you run in those circles then.
Yeah, gigging, and you just get to know people. And, I'm the guy, I had like some broken-ass computer and some, marginally operational mics.
There you go.
And you start trying to make what you can with it.
Is that your opening line? Hey, I've got a broken-down computer and some marginal mics. You want to record an album?
Yeah. It's surprising how quickly.
And they're like, yes, absolutely do.
Sounds amazing.
When did we start?
Yeah.
That's right.
I got lucky, though. Like, it was at a time, there just seemed to be a lot of musicians and a lot of people my age who were doing it at that time. I was always kind of slightly older, I guess, but I managed to get established really fast and not need to rely on a job or anything. I was just making records pretty much from, I think I moved back here in 2003 or late 2002 anyway. And I just managed to hit the ground running, and it was project after project after project. And
nice.
Yeah. That's a misconception about me. People think I'm really capable.
I'm really not that good.
Well, it seems, I think you just sort of, decided that even though you're not quite prepared in your own, like as far as the industry goes, you just decided that I'm just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Yeah.
Because you followed what you thought was right. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do what you love and the money will follow. All right. And that's what they,
that's
what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, producers, like if you had your pick of somebody to be your mentor back when you first started,
Daniel Lanois.
There you go.
Easily.
Yeah. That's a very good choice.
I love hearing him speak, and his whole like operational modus operandi or whatever you say, whatever his paradigm. There we go.
Yeah.
Just how you make a record and it's a stamp of time, and you're using whatever gear you have then to make sure that it's working, and that's what the record's going to sound like.
Yeah.
Like that. Those kind of ideas, and I adore that.
Yeah.
He's very articulate. He's nice to hear.
And he
Have
did
you met him?
he did a few interesting albums.
One or
Maybe
two.
over the years, he worked with some good people. Did his own stuff too, right? He had a couple,
Yeah, he still
couple of his
does.
own albums as well, which were really good.
Yep.
Now, I would think that you would for myself, I would think like Rick Rubin's right up there as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
As a producer, for bringing out the best in.
Is
in
there
artists.
something like that Rick Rubin does that other people don't? And like you would probably know because you do it, you know?
Oh, I don't know. My understanding of him is he's kind of like, he's a bit laissez-faire. Like he's got a lot of people who work for him, and he kind of skips from project to project. But I'm probably off base on that. I don't know.
Don't know for myself.
Well, I know that he bought an interesting property in Los Angeles. And there's crazy stories about it. Charles Manson lived there at one point, And it's funny that you come on and you bought this property that has like a great backstory with lasagna of carpets and dirt in the field and like a dungeon and like, yeah. Anyways, it's interesting. I find that producers, you know, you guys are all very different in a great way, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're our own people.
That's right.
What?
Weird that.
No, but I think it's like your confidence in the fact that you don't really go, you see something differently than anybody else. And that's why musicians love working with you, because they see something and then you give them a little bit of direction the other way just to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within the realms of possibility or.
Yeah. You could
course.
try this. It might work. You could try this. Yeah.
It also helps.
There's no real question there. It's
No.
just an interesting
Statement.
part of the conversation. Like, it's like so cool, I find. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's one of the, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say it's just one of the funnest parts for me is where you're working alongside somebody to create art at the end of the day, right? And different artists will have a different idea of what they want their end result to be or their end product to be and what they want to do with that. But for me, it almost sounds corny, but the process is what I do, right? And being stuck in that with somebody, and you're in this little, pocket universe together, and you try to create something as best you can, and then you let it out into the world. I don't know. That's why I do it, I think.
Yeah.
That's a great reason to do it for sure.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're like you said, you did a couple of your projects where it's just like, God, this is good. Like, I'm really happy. You happy? You're happy? We're happy. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
And that's,
Get out.
there's not a better. Yeah, get out. We're done.
Yeah.
You've been kicked off. You've been kicked out of the palatial estate. The guards at the front door will let you out. No, but that's just like, that's an amazing thing. Like with us for this, like having fun guests on who are, a lot of fun to talk to and stuff. That makes it fun for us.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
I mean, it'd be easy to just sort of sit here and ask questions and have no, like, just yes, no, this, something.
I should do that next time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it'd be quick. We'd be a 10-minute podcast. We'll do a 10-minute podcast sometime.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we won't.
Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything about our podcast that you would do differently production-wise?
Wow.
Send me the questions in advance. No, no, man, this has been fun.
Yeah.
You guys-
Cool.
Okay.
We're just teasing.
Yeah. We're not going to change anything. It's just who we are.
Yeah, anyways, whatever you say, we're going to do our own thing anyway.
But I'm a professional audio guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Seriously, man.
Yeah.
Well, we had JJ say that the audio for this was great. So
It is.
yeah, and that was like, wow, high praise from a gentleman who like that works in the profession, right? Like
Yeah.
for two guys that
It has to sound good. I mean, we had two that sounded poor at the beginning, and you probably attest it has to sound good. Like no matter what, in your own ear, right? And the first two didn't.
Yeah, so we kind of
we cut them out.
Well, I still have them. I didn't destroy them, but it's just it was just sounded like we were in a kind of phone booth, and it was just like very echo, and it was just not good.
Well, learning curve, right?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
gets better as you go.
Yeah,
If you put energy into it and you're not an idiot, you're going to get better at it.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
3 movie soundtracks that you could say are your favorite 3 movie soundtracks.
3 movie soundtracks. Interstellar.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's another one.
That's a great movie.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm a big sci-fi nerd, so
fair enough.
yeah. Sci-fi fantasy. So Lord of the Rings.
McConaughey's pretty good in that too, actually.
Yeah.
I love McConaughey.
I just like the story itself.
Yeah.
And anything John Williams is pretty spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, he's
Of
last
course.
40, probably closer to 50 years now.
I think, Star Wars and
Star Wars.
All the iconic
Indiana
stuff.
Jones. And
Yeah, just all that. Yeah.
I think he did Schindler's List too.
Was that Williams? I think it might have been.
And Isaac Perlman was the one that played the main song, but
Right,
I think
okay.
that John Williams produced it.
Cool.
Or like,
Very good.
yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah. Well, I was just watching like a YouTube, whatever. Well, what's the word for it?
Rabbit hole.
I was a rabbit hole. One particular guy was going on about John Williams, and he was. I just couldn't believe the list. He kept naming them off, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one." And then he didn't get to some movies, and I was like, "What about Indiana Jones or whatever it was? Was it Indiana Jones?"
Yeah, he was on there.
Yeah.
He did those.
Yeah.
But you could go on for days.
He used
though,
Jaws too. Like I guess Spielberg uses them a lot, but
Yeah.
it's like
Jaws, E.T.
yeah.
Well, it's the same thing with the producer, right? Like you'll go with your favorite composers and stuff too, right? Okay, we're doing this movie. Who do we get? Williams. Yeah, like there's no.
I think he did Tron too, like the original Tron with Jeff
Might
Bridges.
have. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
Huh. That surprises me. I got to check that out again.
Yeah, I might be wrong though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think so. I don't know why I think that, but I think it was something
Right.
different that he did.
Speaking of which, was Tron in the 80s?
Yeah. All right. Here's the question.
Here's
bro.
the question, that one that people sit and wait for. That's why you should do it right at the end, so they make them listen to the whole podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, smart guy.
Well, we're pretty much at the end.
Almost.
Yeah.
So, 80s or 90s music? Your go-to?
Go to
Yep.
80s.
Ooh.
Easy.
Wow, that was fist. That was very fast.
Fist.
It was fist.
It was very fist.
It was very fist.
I tried to keep it fist.
It was the Game of Thrones and the Game of Fist.
Oh my God.
Oh, well, that went south real quick.
That was good though.
Good game of
That was-
fist.
That was actually.
Everybody loves a good game of fist.
Wait till I punch you
I'm
right
not
in the
sure
face.
if it's a fight or if it's sexual.
Oh, well, whoa. I don't know him that well.
I think we're getting to know him well enough. Yeah, he listened to his friggin' house, man.
When you guys coming to the palace, boys?
Hey.
Can I sleep in the dungeon room?
oh my God.
You'll be doing
so
no sleeping. Boy.
so okay, elaborate. Do you like any '90s music?
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Like, I grew up throughout the grunge era, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that. I can't say I was a big fan of 90s hip hop. I found it silly, generally.
But although
It
the
was just so
lyrically,
squeaky clean and like, at least like early 90s.
yeah, okay. But
annoying.
however, Tupac and Biggie and the West Coast, East Coast, that wasn't squeaky clean stuff.
Yeah, I never got into it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was too busy like, Roger Waters is God. You know what I mean?
Okay, then I don't feel as bad.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue with them.
No, you can't.
No,
Wow. When he throws that line out, you can't argue.
Well, there was some squeak clean stuff like Snow and like,
Oh, my
Informer
God.
and
That's just embarrassing.
garbage like that. However, lyrically, it's the best hip hop ever.
And Gus is a huge fan of that.
90s hip hop, early,
90s
like,
hip-hop,
not early,
sorry.
but
Yeah.
like you're right. The early stuff was way too like Adidas tracksuits, and although that was like late 80s too.
Yeah.
LL Cool J is pretty sick. Anyways,
Yeah,
I'd say
LL you can't.
Ultimately, it's not really my wheelhouse.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I'm to
And
be
that's
honest
and
with
that's a
things.
fair fair answer to the
Yeah.
question, right?
Yeah, I think we're tied now, man. You've had like 4 in a row.
Yes, I'm on a roll.
Early on, it was 90s, and now
Oh,
it's
really?
been
I
80s.
I
Yeah.
thought
The
that
80s is better.
I thought that Dean was.
I
gonna-
love 80s music. I always say this, but for me, it was 90s because I was a teenager in the 90s, you know. So,
your formative
Yeah,
years,
that's
right?
right, but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I find.
although you were stealing your brother's
Yeah,
I
it was
know.
like-
I'm sure
it
he
was like
had
86,
some
87.
cars in there or
Yeah.
something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Gary Newman.
Was there an artist that you'd love to work with? That any time, any person, any artist?
Well, okay, Peter Gabriel,
Nice.
Roger Waters. Those are my two biggies.
Why Peter Gabriel? Because JJ said the same thing.
That's right. I heard that as well.
Yeah.
He's
Just
just
wondering, yeah.
always. I love the production style of everything he's ever done.
Yeah.
That's exactly what JJ said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says he does like an album every 10 years and it's always killer.
Well, it
right?
better be after
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
Got a lot of time to prepare.
But he gets all the best people in, and anyways,
Yeah.
I guess that would mean.
Yeah, and just the creativity behind it. Like his early stuff is just freaky and weird. Not the Genesis, but the early
No.
solo stuff.
When he
And
first went off on his own, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not all freaky and weird because he's got like Sledgehammer. Or
Well, that was the 80s. But
Although
I
that,
think,
yeah, but that video is really weird.
yeah, it's
but
but
that's not that many years past
No,
Melt, right?
no,
Like
Yeah,
Melt's a
and-
weird record.
yeah, and you
And
got
I
you
love
know,
it.
Yeah, like Games Without Frontiers and Biko. Like I mean, the man is amazing.
You mentioned those songs.
I did, and I love those songs, and In Your Eyes, and it's
That's
just,
my jam. I
yeah,
like that one.
exactly.
I was always really partial to one of the later ones from that era, Digging in the Dirt.
Yes,
Like the video is spectacular, but that song just
Yeah.
hits me.
yeah.
It's dark and bizarre sounding at first, and then even when the chorus hits, it's not just slamming big, but it's intense.
Yeah.
you know. his voice, like you can't surpass that.
No. I'm surprised you didn't ask if we could put the 70s in there so you could do a little progressive rock in there.
Oh, well, I already mentioned Jethro Tull. They've been my kick lately.
Yeah, and King Crimson. And
oh, yeah.
What about ELP?
I never really got into them too much. No.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Love ELP.
You know, I've been told many times I should check them out.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Oh,
for those who don't know.
Yeah, sorry, ELP, yeah.
What new stuff? I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Sure.
What new stuff do you listen to? What's your favorite new stuff?
New.
I like Leon Bridges.
That's not really new. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, new to you? You mean new to us or just new in general?
Well, how new?
Let's say new. Like, let's say pandemic onward, new discoveries for you.
Ooh.
Michael Kiwanuka was one that came out. I know he's not that new, Dave, but what do you mean Leon Bridges isn't new? He's pretty new.
I thought he was been around for a while.
And I like Gary Clark Jr.
He's been around for a while too.
Yeah, but like a while is like 6 years, 7 years.
Sorry.
Well, that's if it's new to you. If it's not 80s and 90s we're talking about, it's like newer music.
There you go.
Yeah, you're right. It's okay. So new. Okay. There's nobody really clicks for me that's really new. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm kind of trying to think here.
Whose podcast is this? I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just taken over.
It's my gloriously large personality.
Fair enough. Dua Lipa.
Oh, you know what? Guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know what? I enjoy her
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I
really
like her
do.
stuff too.
I really do. And she's not hard to look at, which makes it more fun.
I've discovered what's that? The band that plays. There's a song called Carolina. It's a country-ish song.
I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, man.
I'm not picking at it. I don't know.
There's a few good ones out there.
Yeah,
I don't listen to I think I don't know Neon. Is it Leon Bridges or Neon Bridges? I think it's Leon Bridges.
There's a Leon Bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, great question.
Great question. And don't ever do that again.
Sorry. Well,
I'll
never be invited back.
We fired a few at him too, so he owed us. He owed us one.
Yes, we did, and that's fair. It's all fair.
Okay. Well, is there another podcast that you would recommend to our audience?
No. I don't listen to too many podcasts.
No,
I listen to science podcasts and stuff you should know, that kind of stuff. And then if I'm not listening to music, unfortunately I'd fall down political rabbit holes all the time.
Ooh.
I know. It's awful to exercise to.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah. Nothing like the old elliptical and listening to political views.
Yeah, I'll just pass.
I do it too. It's not great. Okay, and so obviously online, you tell us when the show is at the Buckingham Palace.
I should know the details.
I think it's
August 27th.
27th,
yeah. C.R. Avery's headlining. He's Vancouver-based.
Yep.
And, oh, damn, who's the opener?
Her name's Catherine Patricia.
Catherine Patricia, right.
Yeah.
I only just met her this summer.
Gobbler, I think her last name is. She's a violinist.
Yes.
I looked her up. She's pretty good.
Viola, in fact.
Viola, sorry.
Yes,
not a violin.
there's a difference.
Sorry. Totally sorry.
Oh, she does interesting looping things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I just caught her at like an outdoor park playing one night, and lots of mutual friends, so we just introduced myself, and she'd, eclectic stuff, so she'd be a good match with CR. For
Absolutely would be, yeah.
And this show is just it's a bit of a trial run just to see how things go, because I have a really beautiful yard for it, and it'll be interesting to a new place for people to play, Buckingham Palace. But also, if it goes well too, I'm going to try to do one a month.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Just as a new space, and it's a really beautiful yard. It's all fenced in with trees and bushes and everything all around you. So
yeah,
nice.
And carpet outside.
Carpet. You have to dig for the carpet though.
No, just kidding. No, that sounds amazing. I'd love to. We'll probably have to check one of those out at some point.
Well, we're going out there for a podcast. Remember?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You forgot already.
Yeah, but I didn't think we were. I thought you disinvited us.
No, we invited ourselves. Yeah. So
uninvited is the word I was looking for.
Did I do that?
Disinvited. God,
I don't remember disinviting us.
Wouldn't the uninvitation be from me though?
Yeah, it should be. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'll let it slide.
Yeah, but I could actually sense that he didn't want us there. So.
Somebody's got to use that tub. I'm not using it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that thing's just sitting in the middle for some reason.
It's really weird.
Yeah, I would imagine it'd be pretty weird. It's like in the middle of the room?
No, it's off in the corner.
Yeah.
It's like in an alcove. And
oh, wow.
It works. It's fine. Like that whole upstairs. I think the house was built as a spa.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's literally an outlet right where my chair is, like on the floor, like in the hardwood.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'm sure it was
for a lamp.
massage table or maybe a lamp. I just run over it all the time, and I hope I don't get electrocuted when I spill water on it. We'll see.
Well, thanks for coming, Dean. I appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing how everything progresses at Buckingham Palace.
Absolutely. Just remember, guys out there, support your local artists.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.